our Pilates instructor.
Sure. Oh, and Allison, I just wanted to point out that Carla just joined. Carla went to high school with us as well.
Hi, Carla.
So this is Allison. We went to high school together, as you may have just picked up. Oh, and there's my captions. That's exciting. As she just said, she's been doing Pilates for about 15 years. And I know you've also had a lot of dance experience. And yeah, she's been taking her classes during this part of the pandemic and feeling very, very much better and stretched out at the end of a day of sitting in a chair and looking at a screen. So I will let Allison say a few more things about herself then.
Well, okay. Well, I've been teaching Pilates for 6 years now. And I I also did yoga teaching as well. And I am a firm believer that movement can heal us. And I want everybody moving. I joke that I am Pilates is a little bit like a cult and a little bit like a drug, in that you think you're just starting out you think you're just going in for exercise, and then before you know it, it starts to seep into every part of your life, but in a very good way, because I also say that we don't do Pilates with the hopes that we're going to get good at doing Pilates. That's ridiculous. But the point of doing Pilates is so that we can move through our lives and do our lives better, so that when we turn around and reach in the back of our car for a sippy cup, it's not so far away, and we don't end up craning our back. And those times when we sleep wrong on the pillow and we wake up with a stiff neck, we can just move through that and heal ourselves in a quicker and more healthy fashion. So it's just movement heals. So let's all get started. Come to your mat and just sit down on your mat on your sits bones, which are those bones right at the bottom of your pelvis. And your feet are in front of you, and your knees are bent, and your feet are just pressing down into the mat. So you should feel those sits bones pressing into the mat, and just hold on behind your thighs. And take a big inhale, and just let your whole body open with that inhale. Let your air go all the way to the bottom of your lungs, and let your lungs press your belly open. And then on your exhale, let everything just slowly contract. You don't have to think about sucking in your tummy. You don't have to think about pulling in your muscles. Just allow your inhale to let everything expand. And then allow the exhale to let everything contract. And then do one more big inhale like that. And then one more exhale. Now your hands are behind your thighs. I want you to think of lifting your ribs away from the floor. So you're just lifting your ribs straight up in space. And just feel that length. And you may feel like you have to pull your belly button in a little bit to find that space between the bones of your low back. And then draw your shoulder blades down your back. So you're taking your ears away, or your shoulders away from your ears. Take a big inhale here, and on your exhale, just pull your belly button into your spine and allow yourself to curl a little bit just through your low back. And then take an inhale and exhale, come back up on your sits bones. So it's not a big movement. It's an inhale to grow tall, and then an exhale, your belly button pulls back into your spine and creates this roundness right through your low back, but your head is still reaching for the sky. Your shoulder blades are still gliding down your back. And then inhale here and exhale, come all the way back up. 2 more like this. Inhale and exhale. You pull your belly button to your spine. And it's as if someone is pushing. And when you push into fabric, you're stretching the fabric. So you're stretching your bones a little bit more. Inhale and exhale. Come all the way up. And then one last time, inhale here and exhale, come back. And now hold yourself here, and you can check in. You can lift your toes and press your heels into the mat a little bit more. Take a big inhale And exhale, pull your belly button to your spine even more and see if you can find a little bit more roundness, as if you're pulling each bone through your low back away from the one directly next to it. And then you're going to take a big inhale here and float your arms up and keep dropping your shoulder blades down your back. Press your heels into the mat. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, just rotate your ribs. So think about rotating your ribs in one direction and then come back to center. And then exhale, rotate your ribs in the other direction and center. So imagine you're holding a box between your hands and you're just passing the box to somebody who's directly to the right of you, just sitting by your right knee, and then come back to center. And then you're going to pass the box to somebody who's just sitting right at your left knee, and center, and twist to the right, and center, and twist to the left, and center. Just go one more time each side. And then bring your hands behind your thighs, take an inhale, and on your exhale, you're going to pull your hip bones together to come back to stack your spine all the way up. So now bring your hands behind your head, and we're going to roll one vertebra at a time down to the mat until you, well, I'll walk you down to the mat. You're gonna get, so inhale, and then just exhale, pulling that belly button to your spine and round your spine down to the mat and lie all the way down. If you have done Pilates before, you are familiar with the terminology. This might seem like, repetition, but I'm going to walk us through some of the terminology of Pilates. So a lot of stuff in Pilates, the foundation movement is called the C shape. It's a silly term in my opinion because C shape implies both sides are curling up. It's really more like a hook or a J shape. So your feet are flexed and press those heels into the ground and your knees are bent. And feel your pelvis dropping into the ground and feel your tailbone dropping into the ground. Drop your head into your hands are behind your head. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, you're just gonna curl your upper body as if you're bending at your ribs and just curl forward and just look at your thighs. But keep dropping your tailbone down into the ground. And here you are in your C shape. So it's a J shape because your spine is straight. You aren't tucking your tail. And hopefully you feel the work right in your core, right in your belly region. And keep dropping your shoulder blades down your back. Now take an inhale here and exhale all the way down. Do that again. I'm going to give you some more bony landmarks to think about. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, think about using that muscle between your hip bones to pull your hip bones closer together as the air leaves your body. Think about using the muscles around your ribs to pull your ribs together and squeeze the air out. And then you're going to curl yourself back up to C shape, pressing your head into your hands. And you're going to inhale here and exhale, maybe curl a little bit deeper. Take another inhale and take another exhale. Last inhale, last exhale, and then lie all the way down. We're going to do that one more time, then we are going to add on. Inhale, exhale, pull your hip bones together, knit your ribs together, let your shoulder blades drop down your back, and keep dropping your head into your hands. So this curl is really coming from right underneath your ribs, and your head is dropping in your hands. If you are used to doing crunches, you may have learned to do crunches by reaching your chin for the sky. That is not what we are doing. I want you to keep your neck quiet. Your neck will be engaged a little bit here, but I want it to be softer. Take an inhale and exhale, lie all the way down. Okay, so that was your C shape. Extend your right leg. Keep that left ankle or left heel pressing into the ground. Reach that right leg long. Take an inhale and exhale. Just start to float that leg up off the floor towards the ceiling, but you don't have to really think about how high you get. And then inhale, float it down. I want you to keep dropping your pelvis down into the ground, your hips down into the ground. So as you bring that leg up, you're only going to go as high as you can go while keeping your hips really stable. If you start to want to take your low back down to the ground and start to rotate your hips, you've gone a little too far. And I want you to just reach that leg long And I want you to really feel the stretch through the back of your thighs. You just float your leg up. And if you're only taking your leg a foot off the ground, that's fine. It's the length of your leg that we're finding here. And then just do one more like that. And then bring your leg down. And then you're going to reach your other leg long. Reach it long. Inhale. And then exhale. And again, you're just floating it up to where you are comfortable taking your leg. And that's where you're comfortable taking your leg today, March 24th. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Maybe yesterday you were doing big rock head kicks, but maybe not. I say one thing we all have to lose in Pilates is these fantasies of our inner rockettes. Because even if we've all resigned ourselves to not being rockettes, exhale, take your leg up, and then drop your leg down. We end up bring your legs back so that both knees are bent and pressing both heels into the ground. We have these illusions that we throw into ourselves and sitting in the back of our heads. So when we get the opportunity to kick our legs up, we throw all our might into it. And that's not necessarily what our body needs, even if it's what our brain thinks it ought to do. So extend maybe I'm the only one with an inner rocket. Reach your right leg long so that left heel is pressing down. Now you're going to exhale, float that right leg to the sky and curl yourself up to C shape. And inhale it down. And exhale, curl up to C shape. And inhale, reach your leg long, reach your body long. And exhale, curl up. And inhale, curl down. 2 more like this. Last time up, last time down. And then bend your knee and extend the other leg. And you're pressing that right heel into the mat, extending your left leg. Take a big inhale. And on your exhale, you're going to curl up to C shape as you float your leg up. And inhale, take your leg down. And then exhale, float your leg up. Inhale and reach. Exhale, float it up. Inhale and reach. 2 more. And last time, take your leg up. Last time, bring your leg down. Bend your knees. So now your knees are bent. Your heels are pressing into the ground. Your toes can be flexed. Your feet can be flexed. So you don't have necessarily a big bend in your knees, but it's really however much bend you would like to have in your knees. Dropping your pelvis into the ground. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, hip bones come together, ribs come together, shoulders glide down your back. And here you are in your C shape. Now keep one hand behind your head and just reach your right, or keep your left hand behind your head and reach your right arm long. And pull that shoulder blade down your back here, reaching your hand. You're going to keep reaching your arm, your shoulder, almost like you're reaching your wrist for your ankle. And on your inhale, float your arm up on a diagonal. And then exhale, press, but keep pulling that shoulder blade down your back. And using the muscle right behind your armpit to press down. Inhale, float your arm up. Exhale, float your arm down. One more time like this. Inhale. And exhale, press down. And then bring that arm behind your head. And then bring your left arm long and connect your shoulder blade down your back. Inhale, float your arm up. Exhale, press it down. Inhale, floating it up and really feel that shoulder blade gliding down your back. And then reach your shoulder blade down as you press. Inhale, float it up. Exhale, press it down. Bring your other hand behind the head. Take an inhale here. And exhale, lie all the way down. So now you're going to get to do that. I'm going to watch you guys. I'll guide you into it. And then I want we're going to do both arms. If that's comfortable for you. If that's not comfortable for you, then just keep one hand behind the head. I don't want you to feel, if it's a choice between having a supported head or having a crunchy neck, I want you to have a supported head. So take an inhale. Exhale, draw your hip bones together, knit your ribs together, curl into C shape, and then reach one arm long by your side. If you'd like to, reach your other long by your side, and then you're just going to inhale, float your arms up on a diagonal, and exhale, press as you drag your arms down. Go again. Inhale, float your arms up. Exhale, press, press, press. Imagine you're pressing through memory foam. Inhale, up. Exhale, press. One more time this side. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, press. Now bring that arm behind your head or stay right here with both arms and then extend the other arm. And now we're gonna do 4 more. So inhale, float the arm up. And exhale, press down. Inhale, float it up. Exhale, press down. 2 more. Inhale, float it up. And really press through memory foam. Find that spot right behind your armpit. One last time. Inhale, float it up. Exhale, press it down. Bring your hands behind your head. Hold yourself here. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull those hip bones together, knit the ribs together, curl a little bit deeper, and then lie all the way down. So now we are going to do, that is your prep for the exercise known as the 100, which is it's one of the first moves we teach in Pilates, but I feel like it's a lot. So we are going to break it down just the way we just did, and you can have one hand behind your head or both hands. So keep your heels pressing into the ground. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull your hip bones together, knit your ribs together, curl into your C shape, looking down at your thighs. Reach your right arm down by your side. Now you're going to pump 5 times on an inhale, 5 times on an exhale. So you go inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale and exhale. Now, if you'd like to press your right ankle down into the mat, inhale, and exhale, you can float your left leg up on a diagonal. Inhale, and exhale. Last big inhale in, last big exhale out, and then take your leg down, take your hand behind your head, take a moment and recenter. Reach your left arm long by your side, take it, and then we're gonna do the pumping here. So it's inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, and exhale. Now you can press that left ankle down into the ground and reach your right leg up on the diagonal as you're pumping the arm. Inhale, and exhale, 2 more breaths. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. Bring your leg down, bring your hand behind your head, take a moment here, and lie all the way down. So, you can imagine what's going to come next. It's both arms. So we're going to play around. So if you'd like to keep one hand behind your head and just do one arm at a time, please do so. But we're going to play around with our arms and legs here. So you're going to take a big inhale, exhale, draw those hip bones together, knit the ribs together, curl up to C shape. If you would like to just stay in your C shape for these breaths, that is an option as well. Do not feel like you have to be doing the arm pump. Reach your arm long by the side. Reach the other arm if you'd like. We're going to start pumping. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And keep drawing those shoulders down your back. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Switch arms. If you're doing one arm, switch arms. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more breaths. Last big inhale. Last big exhale. And then bring both hands behind your head. Stay curled up. Curl, curl. Inhale, inhale. Drop those shoulders down your back. And then lie all the way down. And take a breath in. So we're going to play around with floating our legs in space now, which we prepped for a moment ago. So press your left, keep your head down, press your left ankle, press your left heel into the mat, and just extend that right leg on a diagonal. And feel what's holding your leg up here. Take an inhale, exhale, draw your hip bones together and feel how that spot right between your hips, your low belly, is holding your leg up in space. And then bring that leg in. And inhale and exhale, float that left leg up. Think about what's holding your leg here. Take a big inhale. And take a big exhale. Pull those hip bones together. And bring this leg down. Now, take an inhale and exhale, float your right leg up. Take an inhale, exhale, pull those hip bones together and see if you can bring your left leg to meet the right leg. Notice if you are feeling what you're feeling. If you are feeling tight in your low back, you can take your legs higher. You can bend your knees. You do not need to have your legs extended out, but I want you to feel that a little bit of work in your low belly. And from here, you're going to take an inhale and you're going to exhale, curl up into your C shape. And here you are in your C shape. And you then inhale and extend your right leg long. Even if your left leg is bent, that's okay. Keep your left leg bent. Just extend your right leg. And then drag your right leg back to your left leg. And then extend your left leg. And drag your right leg back in. And inhale, reach your right leg. And drag it in. And reach your left leg long. And drag it in. One more time, right. And in, one more time, left. Bring your leg back in. Keep your knees where they are, keep your legs where they are, and lie all the way down with your up with your head. So stay here, you have a rest position. Take an inhale. Carla, take your knees over your hips a little bit more. So take your knees, there you go. Feel how that's in your low belly now? Take an inhale. Exhale, draw your hips together, draw your ribs together, and curl up back into your C shape. So keep looking down, and this should feel like work. Now, if you like, you may reach one arm long by your side. Can you reach your other arm long by your side? Just reaching your arms long, feeling that length. Take a big inhale here. Take a big exhale here. Then bring your hands behind your head and lie all the way down and drop your feet to the ground and extend your legs long. So extend those legs long, and then point your toes, point your toes, point your toes, and then flex your feet. So point your toes, and then press your heels into the mat, and then pull your toes back towards your shins so you can feel a softness behind your knees. Your knees are not completely straight, but they're closer to straight than they are to fully bent. They're closer to straight than they are to very bent at all. But you can really press your heels into the mat and feel the work all the way up the back of your thigh, up to your high thigh glute region. And then take your arms up in front of your face or in front of your chest. Take a big inhale and let your shoulders lift off the floor. Feel your shoulder blades separating. And then on your exhale, you're going to pull your shoulder blades down your back, and then keep those shoulder blades separating as you bring the points of your shoulders down to the ground. Take an inhale here, and on your exhale, you're going to look down your body and then start to peel one bone at a time off the mat as if you're rolling your spine up like a yoga mat. And you can grab behind your thighs to help pull you up and curl you off the mat and dive over your legs. So imagine your spine is like it's like a spiral. It's like you've rolled into a Nautilus shell. Now you're just going to inhale and you're going to unroll, but you're starting at your low back and you're rolling one bone at a time down to the mat. Big inhale, big inhale, big inhale. And then when you think you can't inhale any further, your exhale takes your chin to your throat and one bone at a time comes up and over, diving over your legs. And then your inhale starts at your tailbone and each bone rolls right down to the mat. Keep going. Big inhale, 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 and then exhale your chin to your throat and peeling one bone at a time up and over, diving over your legs, rounding, rounding, rounding. And then inhale, start at your low back. Shoulders glide down your back and rounding one bone at a time. And feel how you want to take your parts of your body in different directions. So I want you to think one at a time, just your head comes up and then your ribs and then your low back and dive over and look down at your belly. And now as you roll back, keep your shoulders gliding down your back as you round up. Now notice if you're feeling like keep rounding down, keep rounding down. If you're feeling like your legs want to float up, that is your hips. So bend your knees a little more and use your hands. So pull your hands down, take a big inhale and exhale. Use your arms to help curl you up over your legs. And then inhale, rounding one bone at a time down to the mat. And then stay down. And draw one knee into your chest and give that leg a hug. And it doesn't matter which knee. Just give that leg a hug. And then reach that leg along and draw the other knee into your chest and give that leg a hug. And then you're going to reach that leg long. And now, point your toes, reach the front of imagine you're really stretching out the whole front of your leg, really reaching it long. And now you're going to flex your feet, but keep those legs fairly straight. But press your heels into the mat. And I want you to feel like you have gummy bear knees. So your knees are straight, but they aren't locked tight. You aren't holding any energy in your knees. You're letting the energy flow all the way down to your ankles and all the way back up through your body. Now slide your right leg into your chest and give it a big hug. And here we are. We're just going to hold this leg. And I want you to, holding onto the leg, just draw little circles in space with your knee. And you can use your arms to really guide this leg and draw these circles with your knee. And then come back to center and go again in the other direction. So you're just going to draw circles with your knee and you're stirring your hip bone or your thigh bone in the hip socket. And then come to center. Take your hands and press your hands down into the mat, feeling your shoulders glide open. And then float your knee up, and you can take your leg straight if you'd like to have a straight leg, or you can keep your leg bent. It's really your decision. I'm going to do it with a bent leg. So my leg is bent. It's not completely at 90 degrees, but it's just bent here. Now, on your inhale, you're just going to take this leg over to the left. Press your left ankle down into the ground so you can really feel the stretch of your thigh bone out of your right hip socket. And then you're going to take your knee down away from your body and your foot is going to come near your other foot. And then take your knee a little out to the right and then come back to lifted up by your face. And then you go again. So you take your leg over to the right, left, sweep your leg down to your other foot, take it a little out to the right, and then come back up. And this is single leg circles. And really, I want you to feel like you are reaching your leg away from your hips. So I want you to find this space you're creating in your leg by reaching your thigh long. And you can have a straight leg, you can have a bent leg, but you're really opening up your hip. And do one more in this direction, taking your leg in a circle, and then come back up to stop and reverse. So you're going to take your leg a little out to the right, take your leg down, then go all the way over to the left and float your leg back up. And as you move, you may notice you're finding more space. And allow that space to enter your body. You don't have to say, oh, I started doing it in this my circle was this size, so it can only stay this size. If you want to make your circle bigger, go for it. If you want to make your circle smaller, it's whatever you feel comfortable doing. And then take your leg up to the top, bend your knee into your chest, give your leg a hug, and extend that leg. And then pressing your right heel into the mat, you're going to drag your left leg into your chest. And here you are holding that leg. And you're just going to draw little circles with your arm. Your knee is just making little circles in space. Your arms can be really guiding this knee. And then reverse, stirring up space in your hip socket. Your thigh is just creating movement. Or it's just playing with its range of motion. And then stop right here. press your palms down into the ground. And that right ankle is pressing into the ground as well. So you can feel, maybe you can feel your right glute firing. And then take that leg up, and you can have a straight leg, you can have a bent leg. You're just gonna take that leg across your body over to the right. And then reach your leg down by your other foot. Take your leg out to the side and then come back up. So you're single leg circles. But they don't have to be necessarily circles. They're more like weeble wobbles or egg-shaped or capital letter D shaped. But you're finding your own range of motion. And do one more in this direction and reverse. So you're going to take your leg a little out to the left, take your leg down, and then all the way over to the right. And on that, going over to the right, you might feel like you're squeezing your inner thighs together. And go again. Squeezing your inner thighs together. And do 2 more. And then do 1 more stop at the top. Bend your knee into your chest and extend that leg. Sweep your hands down by your thighs. Take an inhale and exhale. Curl up and then use your arms pulling against your thighs. Help that curl you up and over your legs. Diving over your legs. And then bring your bent knees up. Bend your knees and bring your knees up to your face. So here you are you're in a tight ball position. Take your arms behind your thighs. So we're going to do rolling like a ball, an exercise called rolling like a ball. We're doing it 2 ways. So first, your arms are pressing into your thighs. Really press those arms into your thighs and pull your thighs as close to your chest as you can get them. But drop those shoulder blades down your back. And let your toes float off the mat. So now your legs are lifting, your thighs are pressing into your chest. Take a big inhale, and on your exhale, pull your belly button away from your thighs, but keep dropping your head to your thighs and drop your shoulders down your back. Now, keep pressing your arms into your thighs, thighs into your arms. You can extend your legs up towards the ceiling and let yourself drop back. And then bend your knees and exhale, come back up. So inhale, you're gonna let yourself go back. Exhale, come back up. Really feel how much space you have through your back. Inhale, rock back. Exhale it up. Keep rocking. Inhale, rock back. Exhale up. Let yourself enjoy this. And do 1 more. And then hover here at the top. Now, if that was where you want to work, if that was your working spot, that's fantastic. However, if you want to change it up a bit, bring your hand to your ankle. Bring your right hand to your right ankle. Bring your left hand to your left ankle. Now you're holding onto your legs and you can't kick. You're going to keep that tight ball shape. Take a big inhale and imagine somebody is poking you right in your low belly and they're going to push you over. And then exhale, come back up. And inhale, rock back. And exhale it up. So you keep looking down at your belly. One thing we do when we rock back is we have this desire to look where we're going. We throw our head back. But that takes us out of the rolling like a ball shape. And it makes it harder for us to do the movement. And do 1 more rock back. 1 more coming up. And now you're just going to hover here. Take a big inhale. And on your exhale, just let yourself rock back to your back and stay here. So you're in a tight ball position. You can really pull your legs into your chest now. Drop your shoulders down your back. If you'd like, you can keep your hands, take your hands behind your head if you are feeling at all necky. Otherwise, so holding your hands behind your head and letting your head fall into your hands and really letting your fingers hold your head up is absolutely awesome. But if you'd like to hold on to your legs, keep your right hand on your right ankle and take your left hand to your right knee and extend your left leg. And then you're going to switch legs and switch legs and switch legs. So you're bringing left hand to right knee, right hand to left knee. Reaching your leg away from your low belly. And switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. Switch one more time each side, and then bring both knees in, holding onto your ankles. And again, if you want to bring your hands, everybody bring your hands behind your head for one breath. And then use your hands to curl a little deeper. You can keep your hands here or bring your hands to your ankles. And then you're going to extend both legs away from your belly as you take your arms up towards the ceiling. And then sweep your arms out like you're making a snow angel as you drag your knees in and reach for your ankles. And go again. Inhale, open, open, open. Exhale, snow angel your arms out and then reach for your ankles as you drag your knees back in. Inhale, open. Exhale, drag it in. Inhale, open. Exhale it in. Inhale, open. Exhale it in. 2 more. Last inhale, open. Last exhale it in. And then everybody lie down on the ground. Press your hands into the ground. And then open your arms into a T. Take an inhale and exhale. Take your knees over to one side. Just take both knees over to one side. And feel that stretch, reaching your hip away from your rib. And then press your hands into the mat. Take an inhale and exhale. Drag your knees back to center. Inhale, exhale. Take your legs over to the other side, reaching your hip away from your rib. And then inhale, exhale, come back to center and rock yourselves on up to sitting. And then sit up on your sits bones. So you're sitting up on your sits bones, take your legs yoga mat distance apart. Find a bend behind your knees, find a significant bend behind your knees and flex your feet. So you can take your legs straight. But I want you to notice how by taking your legs straight and holding yourself up, you might be gripping through your quads. So if you bend your knees, your quadriceps muscles of your upper thighs stay really soft. Also, you can take your hands behind your thighs and take an inhale and really feel the lift of your ribs out of your waist, creating lots of space through your low back. Using your belly to lift your ribs out of your waist. And then bring your arms into I Dream of Jeannie. So arms are, one hand is on top of the elbow, the other hand is underneath the other elbow, dropping your shoulders down your back. You're just gonna take a big inhale, and on your exhale, pull your belly button to your spine, keep lifting your ribs away from your hips, and bring your forehead to your forearms. Like you're just lying your head down you're resting your head on your arms. And then come back up. And again, you're gonna pull your belly button to your spine, lift your ribs, and you're just bowing forward and bringing your forehead to your arms. And come back up. One last time, you're gonna bow forward and come back up. And then switch your arms. So now your top arm, you've switched your arms, so whatever hand was on the bottom is now on top. Shoulders glide down your back. Inhale. Exhale, you're going to float your forehead. As you pull your belly button to your spine, creating space, lifting your ribs out of your hips. And inhale it back. And exhale, scooping your belly and just bringing your forehead to your forearms. And back. One last time like this. And then you're going to float your arms up. Now take your arms out and keep them low, but they're now just hovering over your knees or shins, depending on the length of your arms. Really feel the width through your back and your arms are opening wide. And that was prep for the next exercise, which is called spine stretch. So you're going to take a big inhale and grow tall. And on your exhale, you're going to pull your belly button back. And just as you did before, lifting your ribs, it's as if you're wrapping your spine around an imaginary ball at your belly. And your arms keep gliding down your back. And then you're going to inhale. And as you stack your spine, you're just going to float your arms up. So your hands are now roughly at chin height, eye height. Inhale, exhale, scoop your belly and bow over your ball, the imaginary ball at your belly. And then inhale, float it on up. And exhale, up and over. Inhale, stack it up. One last time, exhale, up and over. One last time, stack it up. And then take your arms down to the sides and give it a shake. Take your arms behind you, and you can relax your legs. But I want you to pull your belly button to your spine, and I want you to think about lifting your ribs out of your waist again. But now lift your ribs out of your waist so much that your chest opens to the sky. And you can just look a little bit up between your eyebrows. And then take an inhale, inhale, and exhale, pull your belly button to your spine and come back to your neutral place. Try that 2 more times. You're just gonna lift your ribs out of your waist and take your chest to the sky. Opening, opening, opening. And come back to center. One last time. Lift your ribs out of your waist. Open your chest to the sky. And come back to center. And then carefully stack yourself over your hips. Flex your feet. Take your arms out to the side again. Or take your arms out to the side and then bend your elbows so that your arms are holding on to or touching your shoulders. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, you're just going to twist in one direction. So thinking about taking one rib to the center as you take the other rib back. And then come back to center. And then you're twisting. Other rib is reaching for between your legs as the first rib goes back. So exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center. Take your arms out into a T now. You're going to inhale and exhale, twist. And then scoop your belly and just bow. So you're reaching one arm back and you're reaching one arm forward. And then come back up and come to center. And then twist in the other direction and scoop your belly and bow. Reaching one arm back and the other arm forward. And center. And twist. And scoop and dive. And stack it up. And come to center. And twist. And scoop and dive. And back. And center one last time each side. And come back to center. And twist. And dive. And come to center. And bring your arms down. Take your feet in front of you. Scoot your hips forward. Take your hands behind your head. Take a big inhale. And on your exhale, you're going to articulate one bone at a time down to the mat and lie all the way down. Now bring your feet all the way up close to your bum. And your fingertips might be touching the backs of your feet or your back of your heels. And your heels are roughly in line with your sits bones. Your knees are in line with your hip bones. Your legs are fairly bent. Press your palms into the mat, press your shoulders into the mat, and press your feet into the mat. And I want you to think about your feet. I want you to think about where you're pressing through your feet. Can you press through the balls of your feet, including the ball mounts of your big toe and the ball mount of your pinky toe, the outer edge of your feet, your heel, and then you'll feel that arch of your foot. I want you to imagine the arch of your foot is suctioning energy out of the ground, and feel how just that thought of suctioning energy out of the ground turns your legs on a little bit. Take a big inhale, and on your exhale, I want you to reach your tailbone away from the middle of your back. Reach your tailbone for your heels. And then because your pelvis is starting to shift, you're going to start to reach your tailbone for between your thighs. And then you're going to take a big inhale here. And then exhale, squeeze all the air out. Keep reaching your tail away. And press through your feet and let your knees reach over your toes. And open your hips. And you're coming into a low bridge. Your ribs are still dropping down to the ground. Your hips aren't lifting all that high. Take a big inhale and exhale one bone at a time down to the mat. We're going to do that again from here. Take an inhale. Exhale, reach your tail away. Let your belly drop down. And then once you've squeezed all the air out and you think there's no way you can take your tail any further away, let your knees reach over your hips and open, or over your knees. Knees reach over your toes and your hips open. All the words are trying to rush through the door at once in my brain. Inhale and exhale one bone at a time down to the mat. So you may have felt that. Just notice where you felt that. Think about it, because it's going to feel very different. We're going to do that one more time, then we're going to change our foot placement. So big inhale, exhale, let your okay, tail reaches away from the middle of your back. Everybody else heard that too, right? Belly drops down, and then reach your knees over your toes. Your hips float up. Keep dropping your shoulders down into the ground. Feel that openness. And just notice where you're feeling this. You should feel your glutes turned on. You should feel your belly pulling down. You might feel that stretch through the front of your thighs. Take an inhale and exhale one bone at a time down to the mat. And now very carefully, you're just going to slide your feet away from your sits bones. So now you're going to bring your feet maybe about, now they're further away. And you can decide where you want your feet to be. But just so that you feel like you're in a comfortable spot. Because we're going to do the bridge again, but it's going to feel different now because your legs are in a different place. So take an inhale. Exhale, reach your tail away from the middle of your back. Let your belly drop down, drop down, drop down. And then when you cannot drop your belly any further and you can't reach your tail any further away from the middle of your back, press to your feet and reach your knees over your toes and open up your hips. Now notice here, because your legs are further away, you have to keep reaching that tail away from the middle of your back. You have to press through your feet. Think about reaching your sits bones for your heels and feel how your hamstrings are turned on. Take an inhale. And exhale one bone at a time to the mat. And we're going to go again. Inhale. Exhale, tail reaches away from the middle of your back. Belly button drops into your spine. And then when you can't reach your tail any further away, let your knees go over your toes and open up your hips even more. This is still a very low bridge. Your ribs are dropping into the mat. Inhale here. Exhale one bone at a time down to the mat. And we're going to do one more. Inhale. Exhale, tail reaches away from the middle of your back. Reaches away, reaches away. Press through your feet. Inhale. Or open up, open up, open up. And then come all the way back down. Bring one knee into your chest. Extend that leg to the sky. And bend your knee and stretch your leg. And then bend that knee and bring the other leg into your chest. And extend your leg to the sky. And bend your knee and reach your leg. And then you're going to rock yourself on up to sitting and come to a mermaid sit. So take your knees, or to Z sit. So you're going to take your knees, it's as if you have, so if you had your knees in front of you, you're just going to drop your knees. So one ankle is the sole of the foot is kind of at the top of the other thigh. And you're going to take your hand to the opposite knee, and you're going to take an inhale. And on your exhale, you're going to twist your ribs. And then on your inhale, you're going to start to lift this back hip up and open up this side. And then pull your hip back down and rotate back to center. And then you're going to rotate in the other direction. So the whole movement is you inhale to center, exhale to twist. Inhale, lift your hip. Exhale, pull your hip back. Come back to center. And then keep exhaling to squeeze the air out as you twist to the opposite leg. So you inhale to center, exhale, twist. Inhale, lift that hip. Exhale, pull the hip down, and then keep exhaling, exhaling, exhaling to twist. And one last time. Inhale to center. Exhale to twist. Inhale, lift that hip up, up, up. Exhale, pull that hip back down, and as it pulls it down, it rotates you back all the way around to squeeze the air out. And then come back to center. And take your legs over to the other side. So then you're just going to inhale to center, exhale, twist. And then inhale, lift that back hip up, 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 opening up the front of your thigh, opening up that hip. And then exhale, drag the hip back down and keep exhaling to twist in the opposite direction. And then go again. Inhale to center. Exhale. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring your hip down, come to center, and twist. And 2 more times like that. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, float your hip up. Exhale, drag your hip down, coming to center and squeeze all the air out. One last time. Inhale, exhale, twist. Lift that hip up, up, up. Exhale, dragging the hip down, dragging your ribs back, and then big twist to squeeze the air out. And then come to center and cross your legs. So take one hand. So now we're going to play with the cross of our legs because you may notice you always want to cross your legs to one side. So take your hands behind your back and open your legs and switch the cross of your legs. And open your legs and switch the cross of your legs. And open and cross, and open and cross, and open and cross. Now you're going to do one more, and you're going to end on your less favored side. So less favored side is where you're going to hold your leg right now. And just stay right here. And pull your shoulders over your hips, because one thing we like to do when we're in a cross-legged position is we like to hold ourselves forward. So bring your shoulders over your hips and stay right here. And feel how your belly has to hold you up a little bit here. And take a hand, either hand to the ground. And I want you to think about pressing the opposite sits bone down into the ground. So you're pressing the sits bone down into the ground, and then you're going to take this arm up to the sky. Rotate your humerus bone in the shoulder socket so your palm is facing the back wall. You're really dropping your shoulder blade down your back. Then you're going to lift your rib out of your waist, away from that sits bone that's grounding down into the ground, and come into a side bend. And really feel that stretch through the side of your body. Take a big inhale here, and then take a big exhale. And take a big inhale, and take a big exhale. Now take one more big inhale, and on your next exhale, you're going to rotate your ribs towards your thigh, your nose towards your knee, and you're going into a diagonal stretch, really reaching that arm. And you're going to feel that stretch to your body, but you might notice that crisscross from this reaching arm all the way down to the opposite sits bone. And then you're going to bring yourself back to center and float yourself up. And then you're going to take your other hand to the ground, press through this sits bone, take your arm up, rotate that arm so that your hand is facing the back wall and your shoulder is reaching down your back. Take an inhale and lift that rib away from your waist, creating lots of space through the side of your body. Big inhale, big exhale, big inhale, big exhale. One more big inhale, and on your exhale, you're going to rotate chest to thigh, nose to knee. Feel that crisscross across your back. And then come back to center and bring yourself back up. Switch the cross of your legs now to your favorite side. You're going to sweep your arms up overhead. Big inhale, and then lift your ribs out of your waist and start to hinge forward. So you're just lifting your ribs out of your waist and bringing it flat back, reaching your sits bones behind you, opening up your sacrum, as you bend forward. And then you're gonna think you cannot come forward anymore and allow yourself to bow down, bringing your arms to the ground. And just stay here for a moment. Big inhale in, big exhale out. You may want to press your forearms or your upper arms or your elbows or your wrists, whatever you can, into your shins and feel how you can reach yourself longer so you can create space through that low back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now on your next inhale, you're going to stack your spine up. And we're all finished.
Thank you.
How is everybody feeling?
Stiff.
Stiff? Stiff? Hopefully more open.
That
Great.
was awesome.
This was
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That felt wonderful.
Yay! Well, as you know, you can get my information from Samantha. I teach every day online, and it's a donation-based class, so it's pay whatever you want.
Can you put your,
Yeah, we'll put it in the chat.
yes, please.
So my email address is I have to just make sure. Yeah, my Pilates@gmail.com, and my website is I need to double check that is in fact my website, because I could just I put the wrong and then it'll be like, no, that's not right.
The closed caption kept thinking thighs was thoughts.
Well, isn't that an awesome?
Yeah, well. And Pilates was quantities. Oh, well. Live and learn.
Evidently, the closed captioning needs to just do more Pilates.
Yeah, it would improve it.
I'll have that, fix that algorithm.
But I do teach every day, and okay, go. Yeah, that's me. Okay, just making sure. It's always I have to just make sure that it's I'm not completely typing in, because once at a certain point I type in so many things and then I'm like, wait, is that me anymore? I know that sounds really kind of flaky, but
That's fine.
it becomes so. Yeah, so I teach, and it's an all levels class, and you can just shoot me an email and I'll put you on the list, and then yeah, this was fantastic.
Thank you.
I would love to, if you guys if you want me to come back again, I'd be happy to do that. But yeah, so does anyone have any questions about anything we did today?
No?
Okay,
Thank you, everybody, for participating. I'm going to end the meeting.
thank you so much.
All right,
Thank you, Alison.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.